Welcome back to Eolo-Kometa on Pro Cycling Manager 2021. Today is the 26th of June 2024, the start of the 2024 Tour de France. This year's edition will start not in Europe, but in New York. It's quite a time trial heavy one because we've got 68 kilometers of individual time trial and 29 kilometers of team time trial. Nonetheless, plenty of climbing and hilly terrain to make time up if you lose them in the time trial. Let's take a quick look at the route. On day 1 we have the 17 kilometer time trial. This one's completely flat, but there will be some differences on this one. The TTT already follows on day 4, 29 kilometers, somewhat rolly towards the end as we finish on a hill, 4.6% for 1.4 kilometers. 2 hilly stages follow, with the 5th one being hilly all around with a medium mountain at the end, I would dare to say. We've got a second cat climb called the Bon Silon, 12.2% for 1.7 kilometers up to 20.3% before a smaller hill and then a larger hill that goes to a plateau to the line, 8.2k at 6% that is. I would argue that that 6th stage is not really a hilly stage, it's more a medium mountain stage with these 3 climbs involved. Col de Néron, 9.3 kilometers, then we've got a bigger one, 8.5 at 7.3 average, up to 14.9 near the end, so very steep Pas de Pérol, and then lastly, Col du Perthus is a bit of a combination of 2 steep sections with a flat part in the middle, 4.5k long, a descent to the line. The first proper mountain stage follows on day 8. We've got a combination of Aubisque with a small section of Soulor, and then at the end we've got Vallée d'Oran, 9.7k at 6.2%. And then stage 9 arrives, one of the queen stages of this race. We've got the Col du Tourmalet as the first climb, 18 kilometers at 8%. We have the next climb being a smaller one, which is Ourquette d'Ancizan, a combination of Valouron-Azet and Peresourde just before we get to the final climb, which is Superbannière, 16k at 7.2% up to 12% max, 5.6k in altitude meters. While the next stage is classified as a flat one, it's got echelons in the entire second half and also a hill at the end, so I don't get why this is a flat stage, 1.6k at 10.5%. Day 11, still action, a bit of a plateau section in the middle with echelons on top, so that's gonna be curious. And then at the end, Mont des Gouals was in the 2020 Tour de France. Day 15 is another brutal mountain stage, climbs all over 5,200 altitude meters, up and down, and plenty of points to get for the KOM, although there's a lot of 4th cats and 3rd cats in between as well. The final climb is the Vallée de la Restonica, 15k at 6.6%, pretty steady climb. Another bit of time trialing follows, 51 kilometers from Nice to Cannes, very traditional time trial in the sense that it's that long. Another mountain stage on day 18 combining 3 HC climbs, Col de Saint-Père, 16 kilometers, then we've got the Col Aniel, up to 15.8 for the entire second half, then lastly we have the Col d'Izoard, which is 14 kilometers at 7%, a small hill towards the line there, in Briançon, 1.1k at 10.5% average. Day 19, just like day 18, finishing with a descent. We've got 2 climbs at the end, Col de Bizon, 12k at 9%, and then we have Col du Pré, 7.3%, 13 kilometers. This Tour de France finishes GC-wise with a brutal stage, one of the biggest mountain stages I've ever played on Pro Cycling Manager. 7,100 meters of altitude, starting off with Col de la Madeleine, 24 kilometers at 6.5%. We've got Col du Glandon, 19 kilometers at 7.4%, finishing in a 15% section, by the way. And then, you won't believe this one, Alpe d'Huez in the middle of a stage, 13 kilometers, 8.3%, and combining 2 monsters at the end. Well, one climb that's not too crazy, Les Deux Alpes, 9.6k, but then the absolutely crazy Col du Gendry, 11.6 average for 13 kilometers, max of 19.5. This stage is going to be brutal for the peloton. And finally, a relaxed finish on the Champs-Élysées. Competition-wise, this year the big boys are here. Lopez, Mas are here from Movistar, our future signing Martinez at Ineos Grenadiers. We've got the likes of Vlasov at EF, Gaudu at Groupama, Carapaz is back at Lotto Soudal after crashing out of the Giro, Evenepoel and Yates, I think that's Simon Yates, at Quickstep. We've got Mollema at Trek Segafredo, the likes of Landa at Bahrain Victorious, Sepkas and Primož Roglic at Jumbo-Visma. Pogacar and Almeida and McNulty, all 3 here at UAE. We've got Kelderman and Buchmann at Bora, Alaphilippe at Arkea, and some fan favorites in the likes of Van Aert and also Van der Poel at the start, together with, obviously, Eolo-Kometa. Our team is bringing Juan Ayuso as leader together with Ropero and also Dina as co-leaders because they are in fitness peak and Ayuso is not. Next to that, Mattia Cataneo also as a co-leader slash domestique depending on what happens in the race. Pascal Eenkhoorn, Peak, Sheffield and Aramburu for the sprints. Firstly, I'd like to give a big shout out to Emeon90 who made this parkour for Pro Cycling Manager. And next to that, the first stage is 17.7 kilometers, is indeed that New York time trial. The favorite, most likely Filippo Ganna, Wout van Aert, those kind of riders. We'll try and make sure we don't lose too much time with our leaders. Apparently, according to the game, they have a zoom on Caleb Ewan as potential winner of the time trial. Sure, buddy. The Tour de France 2024 has begun for the likes of Marton Dina. We have already finished with a few riders who didn't do too well, but I'll be focusing on the main GC riders of our team on this one. Brandon McNulty is leading at the first time check. I think Zutelin at the finish line. Yes, indeed. That might still change when McNulty passes there. But what does Dina do at the first time check? He gets 33rd on 29 seconds. That's a lot of time lost. I think we're coming up on Central Park on the left of us here. That's actually so well made. So detailed. I love it. Anyway, we did the second time check. We are now on 26th, 47 seconds down. Final kilometer for Dina. Indeed, McNulty took the lead, but now Dina's coming up. Not likely to beat him though. We finish 32nd on 1 minute and 5 seconds. Our next big boy is Mattia Cattaneo, and he takes 16th on 14 seconds at the first time check. Final few hundred meters, let's take a look what we do at the finish line. We are 9th on 22 seconds of Brandon McNulty. The newly minted Spanish road champion Juan Ayuso is on the road as well. Let's take a look what he does at the first time check at the Guggenheim Museum. Juan crosses the line and takes a time of 31 seconds down, 57th. Now on to the finish line, Ayuso crosses and 59 seconds down, 47th. While Brandon McNulty is still leading everywhere at each time check, Aramburu is doing the first one on 17 seconds, which is pretty good. But then again, 77 time trial on the day. Final few hundred meters, Aramburu crossing the line and 36 seconds down. Top Ganna's on the road. Let's take a look what he does at the first time check. First, 1 second ahead of McNulty. Wout van Aert leading, but can Ganna beat him? Yes, he does by 2 seconds. Filippo Ganna is the winner of the first time trial and the first stage of this race. Wout van Aert in second, Almeida in third. Obviously, he also takes the first yellow jersey. Pogacar already on the 5th spot on 7 seconds. Honestly, not only Pogacar, McNulty and Almeida both also on UAE, also doing so well on this time trial for them. Our team did not have the best start. 30 seconds Cataneo, 44 Aramburu, 107 for Ayuso, 113 for Dina, and 129 for Ropero. With the first time trial behind us, time for the sprinters to show up on day 2. Also in New York, Wout van Aert, Ewan, Bennett, Peterson, Demar, all of the top sprinters are here, but also Alex the cycling guru Aramburu. I've got the feeling that Groupama has put their entire team at the front just as a punishment for not winning the time trial yesterday because there's no breakaway and they keep on pacing for 40 kilometers already. Halfway the stage, Groupama still pacing, KWM point incoming. I'm gonna go for it. Alejandro Ropero can try and get it. It's free anyway, so it's not like we need him this stage. There he goes. He's going towards the line. Pretty tough on this one, but it looks like it's a free polka dot jersey for Alejandro Ropero. Ropero is still ahead. I was trying to set up a lead out for Aramburu, but it's not working too well it seems. Let's try and win this intermediate sprint with Aramburu though. He flies past. No one else is really going for it. Well, everybody's now going for it. And I still took those points it seems. That was so chaotic. Anyway, we are going to get back into the peloton right now. Or actually, I'm going to go back to the peloton. I won't risk not having a sprinter by having Aramburu try and attack. Ropero's still up there though. Just riding 67 slowly but surely. With 20k to go, it looks like Ropero's about to be caught pretty soon as Stefan Kung is closing the last few meters towards him. But hey, we at least spent the entire team of Groupama by doing that attack. 4k to go, Sheffield leading out Eenkhoorn and then Aramburu in the wheel. We are looking perfect at the moment. A lot of corners incoming, so I'll launch early with Eenkhoorn. There we go. I'll do the same with, well, that was Sheffield. Eenkhoorn launching early now. Aramburu in the wheel, and I'll launch with Aramburu already because this is the final K. On the right of the road, looks like Bennett with a perfect launch. Aramburu is going to come third on the stage, it seems, which is honestly a good result. Bonifazio coming second. Honestly, a podium with Aramburu against this level of competition is exactly what we are looking for. I am curious at the green jersey points because of that intermediate sprint though. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. We took the KOM jersey. It's so lame. Anyway, Sam Bennett is in green, 50 points. We are second with Alex on 37 points. Another sprint stage on day 3. Let's try that again. Well, the break is sprinting for the intermediate sprint, won by Lol, as we have ourselves prepping it up in the peloton because we do want to take the points there as well. Inkhorn doing a lead out. It's a bit uphill, so I'll launch later on. Aramburu in the wheel. Oh, kind of getting blocked. Let's see if we can still get past with Aramburu. Inkhorn can stop the sprint. Take as many points as you can, Aramburu, but it's not going to be that much, is it? Anyway, let's get back into the peloton and let's make sure we set up the final sprint train. For today's sprint, we gotta keep in mind the final stretch is completely descending, so this is going to be one of the fastest sprint and completely illegal according to the UCI rulebook, but we'll go with it. Anyway, I've got my 4-man train ready. Let's hope we can do it. I will try and go early with Inkhorn and with my sprinter as a consequence. 3 kilometers to go. Let's launch with Sheffield. Inkhorn as well. Aramburu ready. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Descending sprint. What does it do for us? Aramburu versus Demar versus Van Aert on the ride. It's gonna be them taking it. Looks like Arno Demar takes it over Nizzolo. Van Aert comes in third. We finish 4th on this one. That was actually really fun. A French Dubski in Washington for Arnaud Demar. I'm happy with a 4th place, to be honest. But we've got a new leader. Wout van Aert takes it over from Ganna thanks to the bonus seconds today. Same for the green jersey. Nizzolo takes it over from Bennett. We are now in third on only 3 points because of our consistency. I'm incredibly scared for the next race. 29.5 kilometers, the team time trial. We are 7th favorite. I doubt we'll get into the top 7 though. We'll do our best. Here we go, the team is off. Cataneo at the front, doing a lot of seconds because he's a good T-tier. I've done it based on that. The better T-tiers will do most of the work. If Cataneo is spending a lot of his yellow, then I'll put him at the back because he does need to be with RGC riders at the finish line as he's a backup leader. Anyway, we'll do our best here. I'm not the best at team time trials, but we can always hope. First time check is incoming. It's right here. Let's hope Eolo is not doing too badly. We are oh boy, 12th last, 16 seconds down. Cataneo will be leading in the team towards the line. He can go all out for the final kilometer. We'll see what the rest do, to be honest. Just YOLO it. There we go. Let's see how many people can follow. Ooh, Inkhorn falling through, Ropero falling through. 5 riders need to finish. Dina's gonna be the last one. What do we do at the line? It's gonna be first time! 1 second ahead of BNB. What a team time trial. Bloody hell. In the end, only 4 teams did better than us. Ineos, Quickstep, EF Education First, and DSM. But we still lost 49 seconds to Ineos though, so not too amazing. The biggest loser of the day, Tadej Pogacar on 1 minute 38. GC-wise, this basically means that Ganna is back in the lead. We are now on 16th with Cataneo on a minute 15. 53rd by the user on a minute 52, and Marton Dina on a minute 58 on 57th. Stage 5 then, what looks like a hill stage but is actually a medium mountain stage at the end with the finish on the Vulcania Plateau section after the Côte de Ternan. Pogacar, Bernal, Van Aert, Almeida, Roglic, those are the top 5 favorites, but obviously Eolo's gonna do their best to be part of this. My problem right now is that we don't have a designated leader yet, so we kind of have to defend everybody. Oof, Primoz Roglic is down. That's not great at all for him. We are still in the peloton safely, but we are in desperate need of water, which is Pascal Inkhorn's job right now, trying to get that to the front. And we're about to start that very shady Col de Bon Silon. 20.3%, 1.7 can, very spiky at the top, so the peloton is going to split on there. So we're going to do our best to keep our positioning high up on that climb. Honestly, Ropero is looking perfect with his stats. He's got 84 mountain and 81 hill on the day. That's crazy. He's also in a fitness peak for the entire tour. Ooh, we've lost the group with Ropero and Cataneo. Some other people behind as well. Dina and Aramburu and the Yuzo still in the front group, so that's at least a good thing. Let's make sure we can do the same on this small climb. Perhaps this section here could have us reconnect with Ropero with the front group. It looks like that's happening. Cataneo, same story. Kind of getting blocked by Kelderman here. Let's hope we can follow Sheffield. Don't block your teammate. Don't block your teammate. Get out of here. You are done for. We are still surviving. Dina in the group. Aramburu in the group. Next, we have Ropero and Inkhorn, Ayuso as well, and Cataneo still following. Final climb incoming. It's a steady climb. Almeida's down. Almeida is down. Oh my god, that is something that is very important to look at. 7k of climbing left, Ganna's gone, yellow jersey's gonna switch shoulders, Hindley's gone as well, Brent van Moor, one by one people are dropping, Cataneo still here, come on man, follow this group. We have a move, Carapaz attacking, Wout van Aert following Martinez, McNulty, Bilbao. That is the group there. We've got our entire team still looking decently. I think we will be able to get to the top quite well, but Ayuso is not looking that good. I'm going to use Aramburu to protect Ayuso in the hopes that he can stay in this group with the energy he has. No attacks following. I feel like I need to make a move here, but doing so will cost me with Ayuso, so I'll still play it defensively for now. Come on, Ayuso. Here we go, 1k of climbing left, Dina goes to the front, Ayuso will be able to follow, I think, if I keep it up at this tempo for now, and that way we also drop some people that are in trouble at the back here, including Madua and Godu right here. We've got Yates also in trouble, Dina now being the next one to drop. Let's see if we can get Aramburu a victory here, because it's looking really good, despite the fact that I think Van Aert is still here, which is a bit of a problem, I dare to say. Ayuso having trouble. Come on, man. Just follow. You can do it. Just stay there. Oh boy, that's not great. Ayuso's off the back because I'm pacing too hard. Let's lower it. Let's lower it. Let's start our sprint with Ropero, Cataneo, and Aramburu. Let's wait a bit more. Let's go now with 1k to go. Van Aert's going to win this one so easily. We're not even going to get second on this one. We bottled that one completely. And we also lost time with Ayuso. So, not exactly the best day here. That's for sure. Honestly, Van Aert with an easy victory. He even attacked on the climb beforehand. Pogacar second, Bernal third. We get 6th with Aramburu, 7th with Cataneo, and 9th with Ropero. GC-wise, we are now 5th in GC with Cataneo, 6th with Aramburu, and I think Ropero's not too far off as well. When it comes to the green jersey, we are 7 points behind Wout van Aert with Aramburu. But surprisingly, we are in wide with Ayuso by 5 minutes. The fact that we are focusing on multiple riders instead of one is probably costing us a bit in the GC department, but I think we're doing decent with Cataneo. Ropero as well on 2 minutes too, despite that time trial. Cataneo will be the TT rider for GC for us. Ropero or Ayuso, depending on their daily forms, in the next couple of stages will be the climby versions of that, but I still have no clue who's going to be the best one by the end of this Tour de France. Anyway, as promised, we will open dossiers with Danny Martinez right here. He's now on our list to sign for next season at Eolo. We've got 6 points remaining. I'm going to keep a secret who we're going to spend that on. Turns out the crash of Roglic in one of the earlier stages is not a good one because he is out of the Tour de France with a fractured vertebrae. That's not great. Next up, another one of these hill stages. The last 3 climbs make it a medium mountain stage in my eyes. Col de Néron, Pas de Pérol, and also the Col du Perthus, the middle one there, is the steepest one and the hardest one. A descent to the line, pretty similar way of racing I'd expect. We'll do our best to follow, and we'll see who survives at the line. Hopefully Aramburu to try and get a stage win. After Roglic crashing in one of the previous stages, Carapaz is down now, Lotto is pacing entirely right now, and we've got the peloton also having a pace up, so it's very difficult for him to come back on a stage like this. Let's subtly try and take these intermediate sprint points for free because nobody else is sprinting for it. There we go. 3 points for Aramburu, and let's settle ourselves back in the group. Okay, turns out Carapaz found his way back through the gruppettos and is now in the peloton again. Oh shit, Aramburu's down. That's not the end of the world. Almeida's down again. Jesus Christ, the guy keeps on crashing. Kelderman down as well. Probably some other big ends throughout this group as well. We've got our 3 leaders in the group, not all of them protected, so let's get Ayuso protected again. We've got Ropero, Ayuso, and Cataneo ready for the next climb, which is the first one of the 3, Col de Néron. We've gotten over the Col de Néron. We're now at the foot of the Pas de Pérol. 3 riders left. Ayuso has gone down to a domestique right now, helping out Ropero and Cataneo. We're going to try and get over this climb with the very best. Trying to pace as little as possible at the front of the group to make sure we can get these riders over this climb, but I kind of feel like I want to attack today, even though it will probably cost me time with Ayuso again. We are very much nearing the steep section, which is about to start right now on this climb. Let's up it towards 85 right now. I will push really hard with Ropero. 86, 85 is fine. And let's see how many people in our wheel are going to be dropping on the next 1.5 kilometers over this climb. Cataneo beautifully in the wheel. We've got Landa kind of losing the Cataneo wheel right here. We're going to keep this up. Cataneo will take over, protecting Ropero. Yes, indeed. I'm just choosing Ropero as leader. Why not at this point? Just YOLO. Ayuso will try and survive as much as possible in the group that he is in. and hopefully we can get as far as possible over this climb with Ropero and Cataneo both in that descent. 15 seconds on to Martinez. Let's go 95 for a second, and let's work together in the descent right now. Oh, it's a bit of a plateau section, so that's not exactly what I was looking for. 75, 30 seconds on the group. Martinez is not pacing, so we've got a bit of a gap. At the bottom, Colduper chooses the next climb. We've got a very steep one ahead of us. Plateau section in the middle of the climb, though. Let's keep it up on 85. Cataneo protecting me. A minute on the group led by Martinez. So, looks like Martinez is kind of pacing for Yates or Bernal based on what I'm seeing right now. Probably Bernal is leader for that team. Let's see how far we can get with Ropero here. Ooh, we've got an attack. Martinez is attacking with Landa. Almeida trying to close that down, but they are somewhat bridging up towards the two up front. Martinez now seems like he's kind of collapsing in on himself. I think this might have been an overblown attack by Martinez. He's done for. And the group is stopping again. We've got a minute. Let's keep that up with Ropero. Come on, man. Come on, man. Cataneo, do your best to keep yourselves with him. If I can get Cataneo over the top, then it could help. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Ropero will have to finish the stage solo right now. There we go. We're going to go over the top on 90. Attack by Wout van Aert in the group behind. He's going to try and bridge up towards Cataneo right now. He's also kind of done. So is this also a bit of an anticlimactic attack by the man? We're going to go into the descent. I'm going to put myself on 65 right now because I need energy to get to the line as well. Cataneo needs to stay with Wout van Aert if possible in his wheel, not take over. And Ropero is going to try and win the stage like this. Carapaz and Vos have joined the group of Wout van Aert and Cataneo. Behind them we have Yates alone. Then the group of Martinez and also Bernal on a bit of a gap as well. Pogacar here as well. Wout van Aert is doing everything he can to get to the wheel of Ropero. 30 seconds is the gap. 6 kilometers. Can I go to 85? I don't think I can. I'll keep it up at this energy for now, this effort. And hopefully we can keep this group behind. There's a minute 10 on the group that is behind Thad. Alaphilippe now pacing in that group, it seems. Come on, Ropero. 4 kilometers to go. Oh, Vos attacks behind us. Carapaz trying to close that. Come on, Ropero. 85, final 3 kilometers. You can do it. Come on, Alejandro. Descent section right now. 13 seconds. Vos is closing in on us. Vos is closing in on us. Last 2 kilometers. Last kilometer incoming. Come on, Ropero. 90. Come on, come on, come on. Sprint, man. Sprint, sprint, sprint. No. Vos is going to pass us, I think. It's going to be Ropero taking the stage. Yes, indeed. Alejandro Ropero wins the stage in the Tour de France ahead of Vos and Wout van Aert. Cataneo in the top 5 as well. And we've got plenty of good riders on a minute, roughly, of our Ropero. So, a great day for our team. What a stage win. An attack with 2 climbs to go. And he takes it 6 seconds ahead of Vos. 19 seconds ahead of Wout van Aert, and 48 on the yellow jersey today. This does mean that Wout van Aert, who was one of the strongest riders on the day, takes over the yellow jersey of Danny Martinez. Yates also goes over his teammate Martinez. We're now in 5th and in 7th. And apparently, we're also back in the polka dot jersey with Ropero, so I won't say no to that. What a stage that was. Alejandro Ropero, what a legend, taking home a Tour de France stage. Cataneo is now on 34 seconds, while Ropero is on 110 in GC. The likes of a Carapaz on 202, Pogacar on 119, Almeida on 319, and the rest is already on 4 and more, including Juan Ayuso on 444. I am afraid that that's going to be the end of today's episode though. Only 1 stage win, but 2 riders in the top 10, ready to battle on the next 16 stages of the Tour de France. Ropero and Cataneo are leaders for this race now. Once again, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.